EcoFitHealth.com, back with a little update on the basement, home gym, garage gym makeover that we started talking about last week, showing you guys how simple it can be to actually, build your own gym at home. Whether you just want to be able to work out at home, save a little bit of money, have the convenience, especially, winter's coming up around the corner here, you don't want to have to go out in the snow. Or if you're a trainer or a fitness professional and you want to have the option doing in-home training, working for yourself, doing it from home, in your garage or your basement, let me tell you, it's great to be the one making all the money instead of giving 3/4 of the money to some gym somewhere. And really, it doesn't cost much to get all the stuff you need for this type of a setup. What I've gone to is a fairly small, square footage-wise, a fairly small space because I'm just training one person at a time. And it just makes a lot more sense. It's more simple. But really, I've got everything that you need in here. And, I've worked in much smaller spaces than this before and had plenty of success with clients. So, this is something I've been doing for 10 years, and I've really been happy when I can do it at home. And this goes, again, for my own training, myself. I like being able to train in a dark basement anyway, which is kind of cool. But then business-wise. So let me show you a little bit of what we got here. Let me kind of step back. You can see kind of the general area. You can see the squat racks over here, stack of medicine balls, and clips and dumbbells and things back there. The floor is now covered. Of course, last week, if you saw the video from last week, it was just kind of a dirty old basement, cement floor, brick wall, dirty, nothing in here, just big open. In fact, it actually had like some boxes and just junk that was stored down here that we hadn't touched in 2 years. So, and no lighting. So what I've done, as you can see, I picked up a couple of pretty cheap lights. You can get these things at Walmart for like $5. I should probably turn that off, right? For like $5–10. 3-foot light there, just has a switch on the front. Plugged it in, slap a couple of them up here, and all of a sudden the dark, dirty basement is something you can see in. So let me kind of pull the video here so you can see what we're talking about. So we got the heavy bag up here. Like I told you, we were going to have space for that stand. We got the glued ham developer there. Okay. You look on the floor, there's some chains, that we can use with the bench or the squat rack. Weight vest. This is what's pretty cool. We went from this dirty cement floor to now, you can see we've got this nice rubber, 3/4 inch thick rubber, covering the whole area, where we'll do most of the work. Of course, there's a big space here that is about 12 foot by 8 foot. That'll be kind of our lifting platform when I'm working with somebody. Most of the time, that's where we'll be. Stack of several different types of medicine balls, different sizes, some that we can slam. So we can, it's amazing the different things you can use with just a couple of medicine balls. You get a good heavy one, and you can really get a pretty good workout just with that alone. We got some bands here. These are the thick bands. I guess we'll do a little shout out here for EliteFDS.com. That's where we got those from. They've always got good prices on them. A couple of bars laying around, and you see over in the corner here it's kind of dark, but we got the rack full of dumbbells. Real dark down there. There's a bunch of kettlebells underneath of it, and of course over here all the weights. We've got several hundred pounds plates on the rack there, and rubber bumper plates for when we're doing anything that you might drop. And then the squat rack. This is the main thing you really need. The first thing you want to do is make sure you've got a good squat rack. Got a squat rack with a set of rings. It also has a pull-up bar up here across it, so we can do tons of different exercises. A bench, and if you throw the bench underneath the squat rack, raise your bars to the appropriate height, now all of a sudden you're set up to bench press or even to do like a seated shoulder press. Oh yeah, the one last thing over here, then you'll see I've got this big multi-shelf unit here, sandbags, sit-up mats, foam rollers, recovery stuff, and my beautiful pink iHome to give us some tunes down here. So that's really the basics of what you've got in here. You're going to need a squat rack. That's one of the first things that you want to pick up. If you can pick one up cheaply or find somebody that's got a used one is even better. A squat rack and a bench you got to have. Other than that, get a bar and some weights, and you can do just about everything. On top of that, I make a lot of the other stuff. So that's basically what we've got in here. Like I said, I'm using a space that is, we're at about 20 feet by 12 feet is the main area that we're functioning in, maybe a little bit wider by the time I put some extra space for the squat rack to sit in and that sort of thing. I'll have a few other pieces that I may keep handy nearby here. There's plenty of other space, within the basement here that I'm not necessarily, used space with the rubber flooring. But I've got a rower that I may set off to the side, and some jump ropes and things, some boxes that we can do jumps on, some plyo boxes that we'll just keep kind of by the door. That's really going to be more of an outside thing anyway. And that's about it, Put together some equipment, a couple of main pieces, bars, squat rackets, some weights, and you can really do just about anything you need.